get hit with that Venom. John, please, you're ruining it.
Oh,
you're ruining.
You're
ruining the song. Venom and Spider-Man 3, Venom 2 setup for Spider-Verse. Let's watch this from CW, the network.
How's it going, everybody? It's Warren. Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. And as we get closer and closer to the end of the year, hoping for that Spider-Man 3 teaser, we're still getting more and more news about Spider-Man 3. Now, we know that Marvel and Sony are pretty much going all out with this film. If even half of the cast that is rumored to be a part of this film ends up showing up in the movie, it will be completely insane. And today we get to throw in two more names for the rumor mill for Spider-Man 3 cameos.
Where's this rumor coming from?
Hardy as Venom and Jared Leto as Morbius. Now, since Spider-Man 3 is supposed to introduce the Spider-Verse, these choices make perfect sense, especially Venom. And Venom will be a great addition because if we are doing a live-action Spider-Verse, Venom wasn't in the animated Into the Spider-Verse film. In Into the Spider-Verse, we got a little taste of what a Spider-Verse would be like. And now we're getting a live-action one. And it's super exciting, but we don't want it to be exactly the same as Into the Spider-Verse. So, having Venom appear in Spider-Man 3 would be a very, very good touch. But today isn't the first time that it's been rumored that Venom and possibly Morbius
It make more sense for Morbius because of that poster.
And if we take a look back, we actually kind of have proof to this already. The Morbius trailer actually connected Morbius and the SPUMC, the Sony...
Because of that poster too, and also, yeah.
To the Spider-Man movies,
there's also that. Forgot about that.
And don't forget about that picture on the wall of Spider-Man.
Oh, thank God he mentioned it. He mentioned the thing.
Really
oh, thank God.
That we maybe didn't know.
The one shot that overshadowed the entire trailer.
This is actually
Tobey Maguire.
Spider-Man. Now, we caught that back
trying to beat you to the
We realized it was the Sam Raimi suit, but we thought that maybe it was just because of some rights issues or some unknown reason, but we all
or a mistake.
That despite the suit, this is going
a joke.
To be Tom Holland's Spider-Man. But now that we know that Spider-Man 3 is going to be a Spider-Verse film, perhaps this is Tobey Maguire's Sam Raimi Spider-Man existing in this other universe that Morbius is in. And perhaps the Spider-Verse is going to be how the universes connect instead of just acting like they exist in the same universe. There was a rumor going around not too long ago when the Spider-Man Disney-Sony deal was finally settled. And the rumors were that Sony could put Sony characters such as Venom and Morbius in Spider-Man films in the MCU.
And Blade.
However, they could only go into the MCU if they were only in Spider-Man films, meaning Venom or Morbius or any other character couldn't show up in any other film that wasn't a Spider-Man film. This makes it entirely possible for Morbius and Venom to appear in Spider-Man 3.
Awesome.
And if we're going to have a bunch of villains cameoing and taking on Spider-Man in the third film, why not have Venom? And also keep in mind, this could be set up before we actually get to Spider-Man 3, which is a year from now.
Oh, I don't really know. I'm kind of confused. Do I want either one?
Morbius, based off of the trailer that we saw, is going to have some sort of tie-in to Spider-Man 3. We have Adrian Toomes as Vulture actually talking to Morbius in one of the scenes. They showed Spider-Man on the wall, and they have shown the Daily Bugle in some leaked photos from the Morbius set that we have seen.
This is so confusing because this would make a lot of sense, but I don't know if I want it yet.
Get Spider-Man 3. And then we have Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage, set to come out just a couple of months, not even before Spider-Man 3. And since Morbius exists in the same universe that Venom does, and Morbius is tying into the MCU somehow,
I mean, if it's good and it works, that could be really cool. I wouldn't
actually be surprised if we see a Tom Holland or Spider-Man cameo
if it's Morbius,
in Venom 2.
Venom,
only a quick one though. Perhaps at some point in time in Venom Let There Be Carnage or in the post-credit scene
I don't know.
and Venom are watching the news, the Daily Bugle, J. Jonah Jameson pops up on the screen and they see the report about Spider-Man and Peter Parker. And that would set up a very smooth way for Venom to appear in Spider-Man 3 and then hopefully go head-to-head against Spider-Man in another film later on. Because unfortunately right now, Spider-Man 3 is going to have so many characters, we probably won't get a Venom vs. Spider-Man battle, but simply a Venom cameo. So let's hope this rumor is true because I know a lot of us would really love to see Venom and Spider-Man finally interact and inside of the MCU. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. As soon as I hear more, I'll be sure to update everybody. Don't forget to like the video and let me know how excited you are for Spider-Man 3 and the possible cameo
I'm
of Venom
very
and Morbius
excited.
in the
It's
comments
just
down
that
below. For live updates, you can follow
You
me
want
on Instagram
Spider-Man
and
3
Twitter. As always,
first.
Thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.
We'll keep this quick. The rumor goes that Tom Holland might appear in Venom 2, probably to help out Carnage or maybe a post-credit scene, something like that. And to me, that seems appropriate. It makes more sense out of anyone to appear in this crazy Spider-Verse movie to have like all these multiple villains. It does make more sense to have Venom and Morbius in here because of the fact that there are already existing franchises that are currently running. I guess you can call Morbius a franchise already. It's meant to be a franchise, so you know, it's already gonna be coming out in theaters, right? So it makes sense with the 1-2 punch of Morbius, Venom, then you put them in Spider-Verse. But here's the thing where I'm conflicted is that if you are setting these guys up to one day crossover with Spider-Man, I kind of feel like it should be in something that will not be this. These are all villains and characters that they're bringing back who have already been established through like previous Spider-Man films, and it's a different type of nostalgic crossover fun versus building characters up to one day go toe-to-toe with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's a very different type of setup. I would want that to be a little bit more of an isolated movie versus them being in this one where I feel like people will just be way more excited about, you know, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, the other returning characters. Yeah.
All the people we've been talking about all this time. Yeah.
Yeah, and I kind of think that this should be something where it's its own thing. That being said, I mean, I of course want to see Venom and Spider-Man go toe-to-toe. I want to see Tom Hardy and Tom Holland's go toe-to-toe. That's the one I'm like really gnawing at. So, I mean, if we get it, we get it. But I prefer something where it's a little cameo in Venom 2 versus them being here. Although that would open up the doors for all kinds of crazy mayhem. And the fact that Vulture is in Morbius and you do see Spider-Man in the background there, and that is a Sony film, it does start changing the game in terms of how Sony is probably cooperating and working their stories along the lines of the MCU. Because remember when Amy Pascal in that funny interview came out where he's like, yeah, Venom has nothing to do with us. We're not Venom at all. And it seems like that's really changed now. Especially because Morbius has those characters in there.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm conflicted. I'm excited, but also not really sure I wanted it for this one.
Likewise, I'm pretty much on your wavelength because what I'm worried about now is Sony learning the right lessons from some of the things they're obviously trying to make up for in the past with this. Yeah, I don't want either Morbius or Venom 2 to become vehicles for Spider-Man.
True.
I want them to, you know, establish those characters. And if they have a Spider-Man feature, like this got me thinking because, you know, in the Morbius trailer, it's specifically the Tobey Maguire version. So now I'm thinking, are they going to introduce the concept of Tobey Spider-Man coming back in that movie and then do something with Andrew Garfield and Venom or you know, maybe do a little Tom Holland appearance or something? It's making me curious as to how intentional these choices are other than just to go, hey, we're gonna bring them in eventually. So, like, it is exciting on the one hand, but I guess I'm still wary of, like, okay, these two movies are, like, very much on the Sony side of the Sony Marvel Venn diagram.
Yeah.
And so those are the ones where I'm a little more wary of, like, okay, yeah, don't get overshadowed by throwing a bunch of Spider-Man at this and not actually looking at what the movie itself deserves or whatever. And yeah, I wouldn't want it to be more than little tastes, really, personally.
I doubt Venom will show up in this movie. I really
Spider-Man
do.
3?
Yeah, I doubt Venom will show up. I feel like Morbius is more of a likely candidate just because of what we saw in the trailer already. I doubt it though. I really do.
You would really want to see Tom Holland and Tom Hardy like make an event of that, go toe to toe, and really have them square off each other, and have Eddie and Peter square off each other. Like, yeah, it would be too much to have him be in there as a side thought, you know.
But I don't know. I think I'm likely to change my opinion depending on how awesome.
If they just do a good job with whatever they do, I mean, it'll be fine.
All right, guys. Well, do you want Venom to appear in this Spider-Man 3 movie? Do you think it'd be too much? Leave your thoughts down below. Subscribe, click that notification bell. Thanks, Warren, for putting this video together. Hope you had a good holidays. My faith believer friend celebrating the actual birth of Christ. You sexy Jesus man, you.
Heaven, yeah.
See you guys.